Hello everybody, I am JayLeonardJ, and today I'm going to show you the ultimate way to wire up those custom and standard PRS guitars. Well, welcome to another thrilling episode of the Tone Lab. You know, I love doing these videos because for me, I by nature love just modifying and tweaking and, you know, playing around with my gear just to make it really fit my style of music, my particular tastes and sounds and what I expect from the way I play guitar. You know, I have the guitars match the way I play. Now, I came up with this mod here. I got this guitar and I came up with this really wonderful PRS wiring mod. And I haven't seen it anywhere, and I thought it'd be really wonderful to share it with you. I think a lot of you would really be interested in it, especially people that might maybe have a similar way of thinking. And it all started off with this guitar. I got this standard 24 from PRS, and I think, in my opinion, it's the prettiest guitar PRS makes. I think it looks incredible. It's, you know, where other PRSs are so, like, you know, beautiful and, like, museum-like. This is like a workhorse. This is like, you know, a bull in a china shop. It has that SG aesthetic. In fact, this is probably the SG I've always wanted. I'm making a video on this, but obviously today we'll just talk about the wiring. So I got this guitar and I absolutely love it, but there were things about other PRS guitars in terms of the way they were wired that I liked better, right? So out of the box, you know, and this is the same with a lot of SE models and, you know, the S2 kind of custom models and stuff like that. They come with a three-way switch and they have a push-pull pot. So the way the three-way switch works is exactly how you would expect, you know, humbucker, double humbucker, humbucker. And then this does the split. So now your humbuckers become kind of like single coil pickups. And then you have your three-way switching of the single coil sound. So that's really wonderful, really versatile, great for straight up rock sounds. But when I look at two other particular PRS models, I kind of got a little envious. So there is the Core Custom 24. And I think that's great wiring. It's a five-way switch. And the five-way switch has the normal three-way humbucker positions, but it also has two like hybrid split positions that I find really wonderful sounding. Paul picked really good, you know, split settings, and I like the simplicity of it. You have a five-way switch and you can get to the sounds really quick. There's no pushing and pulling and twisting and stuff. It's really direct. I love that mod. Now, the thing is, he also makes another guitar called the Custom 2408. And what that does is it has a three-way switch with a toggle, and the toggle lets you split these pickups individually. And by doing that, you're actually able to get a couple sounds that you can't get with the Custom 24, the straight up wiring, like having the neck pickup by itself or the bridge pickup by itself in a single coil sound. So I was thinking to myself, can I get that wonderful five-way switching of the Custom 24? Can I get the extra sounds from the Custom 2408? And can I get it done in a package like this in my standard 24? And you know what? I figured it out. And I figured it out, and you can do it pretty much with your core guitar, your SEs, and your S2 standards. You can do it with anything. And this is how the mod works. So this is the sounds you're gonna get with this mod. I have, instead of a three-way switch, that five-way switch. And that five-way switch is gonna do exactly what that Custom 24 five-way switch does. So up here in the neck, I got full humbucker. When I go down one position, I have this in a split mode and I have this in a full mode. So it's kind of like a nice little hybrid. I like it clean. That's really cool. When I go into the middle position, I have both of these pickups on, full humbucking. When I go into the next in-between position, it's both of these pickups on, only they're both split now. love that. And then finally, we have a full bridge pickup. So we have a really cool standard 5-way switching that you'd see in the Custom 24. Now, this is where the mod gets really unique. What I did is I have a push-pull pot still here. And what the push-pull pot is going to do now is it's actually going to get whatever state the pickup is in right now and reverse it. So if the pickup was in a humbucking mode, it now becomes in a split mode. So what happens is in the neck pickup, I have a full neck pickup. When I pull it, it's now a split neck pickup. That's a beautiful, beautiful sound that you don't get with the standard Custom 24. Now, when we go over here, when I have it down, again, we have just the split neck and the full bridge. When I pull it up, now we have a split bridge and a full neck. Now, in the next positions, when we have over here, in the middle position, we have 2 humbuckers. That splits into 2 singles. And the opposite here, where this is 2 singles, I pull it, now it's 2 humbuckers. So they kind of cancel each other out here. And then finally, in the bridge, we have our full humbucker when it's down. And then when I pull it up, I get that like split humbucker. Well, now that we know what this mod is all about and how it sounds, let's go see what it looks like. This is the wiring schematic for it. And as you can see, it's a beautiful rat's nest of wires. Now, you don't have to take a screenshot. Go in the description below. It'll send you to my Patreon page where you could download it for free. And there's no signing up or anything. You just click it and then there it is and have fun with it, all right? So let's go talk about the diagram a little bit to help you wire it up just right. You'll notice when it comes to how I'm wiring up the pickups, I don't do it by color, like yellow wire goes here and blue wire goes here. I do it by function. There's hot wires, tap wires, and ground wires. And I do that specifically because every pickup company seems to have their own way of color coding their pickups. It's very, very confusing. Even PRS, like I upgraded these pickups to the 5815 LTs. These are their US made core pickups. They sound great, but even the way these pickups color coded and are set up are different than it is on the stock S2 and SE. So I figure this is a better way. Just go on the pickup manufacturer's website and see what color is what, and that'll help you. Typically the tap wires are the 2 wires that are like soldered together, and then usually the ground wires are exposed. That's one tip, but I highly recommend you look at the pickup, make sure you get those colors right. There's also some special parts you're gonna need. You're going to need a Strat super switch, a little 5-way super switch, not a standard Strat switch. That's not gonna work. You're gonna need a super switch. Another name for it is a 4-pole 5-way switch. Just go to your guitar shop and then just ask for a super Strat switch or a Strat super switch or 4-pole 5-way switch. You'll know exactly what that is. It's a very readily available part and a very popular part to get. So it'll be very, very easy for you to find and source. You also might need to get a push-pull pot. Now, when I say might, I mean the S2s, the SEs, they come with a push-pull pot already. So you don't need to buy one, but if you're modifying a core Custom 24, you're gonna need one of those as well. Now, let's go talk a little bit about some of the cool little things here. You'll notice there's resistors on this diagram. It's actually a really clever thing that Paul did to his guitars that I think is just brilliant. Traditionally, when you do a coil split, what happens is one pickup or one coil will remain hot, and then the other one will be sent to the ground, so it won't be on at all. And that's how you get that single coil sound. Now, what happens is when you do that, you're gonna lose half of your output and you're going to get a much thinner sound. What those resistors do is it actually keeps a little of that other coil on, just enough to keep the sound a little fatter, and then also keep that volume at a very nice level. So that way, even when you're doing the coil splits, you don't feel that huge drop in volume. It's a very handy thing, because with these coil splits, a little goes a long way, actually. Now, modern PRS guitars, like their custom 2408 nowadays, they're not using resistors. They're actually using some capacitors on a 3P DT switch. It's a little bit more of a complex system. And for this diagram, I decided to keep it with the resistors for a couple reasons. One, doing it with the resistors, you can use this way with a lot more different aftermarket pickups and a lot of different systems. It's those capacitor things are kind of tuned specifically to specific pickups. So I find the resistors to be more versatile, and I think they sound great. It sounds fantastic. So I kept it that way. Now, last but not least, there's one more mod you can do that will give you a really cool sound. And this one's really up to your taste, and there's two ways you can go about it. But the mod is you wire up the guitar just like this, and then you can get this neck pickup and then flip it upside down. Just put it upside down. And what's going to happen when you do it that way is, say I'm on the neck only. When I do that coil split, that hot coil is actually going to be higher up, closer to the neck than to the body. And your tone's going to be just a little bit richer, a little fatter, a little bit warmer, right? Because it's a little bit further away from the bridge. And that's a lovely sound. If you're a person that's doing neck only split sound a lot, you're really going to like the sound of it. In fact, the custom 2408s, they actually they come out of the factory that way. So if you actually look at a 2408, the little slugs here are actually on the bottom because they flip it over. Now you can see that mine actually doesn't do it that way. I actually have it the standard way. And the reason why I did it that way is because I find when I'm doing like split, and I have both of these pickups on at the same time, I find that sound to be a little bit nicer. It's a little bit more in-betweeny, you know what I mean? A little chimier, and I really like that sound. And I find that I use that position more than I use the neck position on its own. So that's why I went for this. But even I kind of switch here and there too. So I recommend you experiment it with both ways and go with what feels the best for you. And in a nutshell, that is pretty much all you really knew, or all you really need to know to get your guitar rocking and rolling with the JLJ PRS mod. Well, that is it. That is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description below. And if you want to get the schematic for this, I think I mentioned it already. Just check it out in the description. There'll be a link to my Patreon page where you could download it for free. And please mod it. I really hope it helps all of you out there, especially for you people that have like a custom 24 and you kind of wanted the sounds of the 2408, and you know, you don't have to buy a guitar. Just do the mod, and now it works. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get a lot out of it. I'm going to make a video on this guitar, so keep an eye out for that. I really love this thing. That being said, I'll see you all soon. Take care, and goodbye.